Oregon is famous for its wide open spaces and the feeling as though the landscape could stretch to endless horizons. Hi there, Grant McComey here, your host for Travel Oregon's Grant's Getaways. And this week it's the size of the getaway that takes your breath away as we visit a Tillamook County landmark known for its size, its scale, and its mission. Join us as we explore history at the Tillamook Air Museum.
Whether it is the A4 jet perched on a pole, or the 7 acres of arched roofline, or the 100-foot-tall letters printed on its side, the gargantuan size lures you in for a closer view, and suddenly it strikes you, this chapter of Oregon history is massive, enormous, colossal.
You could play 6 football games in here simultaneously, which is pretty amazing.
It is a story that may be gone, but never forgotten at the Tillamook Air Museum, the largest freestanding wooden structure in the world and a former U.S. Navy blimp hangar. Built of 3.3 million board feet of Oregon lumber, that's close to 1,000 miles of 2x4s laid end to end.
Everything was all prefabricated, so it was basically the guys just had to get up and bolt everything together. But, you know, still working under the conditions that they worked under is just absolutely mind-boggling.
It is mind-boggling. You know,
nothing else of this size, of these materials, had ever been built before in human history.
The work was completed in just 9 months back in '43 because the fear of invasion was real.
There were quite a few Japanese submarines on the coast. You know, much of that was covered up at the time. But we do know there were Japanese submarines out there. There was a Japanese submarine that actually shelled Fort Stevens a little bit north of us, Battery Russell, in 1943. The submarines on both coasts actually were proving quite a menace, so the airships were put in place as an observational platform to spot those submarines.
Sleepy Tillamook was selected for its mild marine climate and the ocean field of view. Back then, each aircraft in Blimp Squadron ZP-33 carried a crew of 8 men aboard a 42-foot-long gondola. During their time, the blimps escorted 90,000 U.S. or Allied ships, and not a single blimp was ever lost. Service to country is recalled in the impressive museum exhibits, old photos, written accounts, and other artifacts. But curator Christian Gerling says that's not all.
We have a Japanese Nakajima Oscar over there. It's the only one flying in the world. Our P-47 Thunderbolt, that's a very rare aircraft as well. In fact, it's one of only less than 10 that are still flying in the world. And we have the SBD Dauntless right behind me here, very rare aircraft.
The museum shows off nearly 40 warbirds, while the greatest thrill and luckiest moment of my visit is realized when I'm invited to sit inside the cockpit of a P-38 Lightning.
Bombs or tanks? What's that? That's just what it says. You're going to drop either fuel or bombs.
The so-called fork-tailed Devil is one of 7 still flying in the world, and it's named Tangerine.
Wow. Well, with a little imagination, you know, it's pretty thrilling just to be here. I've never been in something like this before. It's really cool. A lot of instrumentation, tremendous amount of stuff.
To see this magnificent facility and to see these aircraft here is a little bit jaw-dropping at first. And then you tell them these aircraft fly, and their eyes really light up.
He's right. During summer months, the museum frequently flies its planes, but any time is a fine time for visitors who want to watch, touch, and explore one of the most astounding places in the state.
The Tillamook Blimp Hangar has been listed on the National Historic Registry since 1989, so it is truly a national treasure and one you can visit anytime. We've provided all the details, directions, and the contact information on the Travel Oregon website. So until next week, get out here and explore the great Oregon outdoors and let Travel Oregon be your guide. For Travel Oregon, I'm Grant McComey.